What's going on, guys? Welcome back. NFL commentary for you. Do me a favor, take a moment, like button, subscribe button, criticism in the comment section, Twitter, shutdown safety is my username. Wake into a little bit different news than we did yesterday about Martavis Bryant. Yesterday, it was a year-long suspension because of an issue stemming from the NFL's drug testing policies. Now, that actually hasn't still been cleared up. We don't know what that suspension is revolving around. I understand that it could be another failed drug test, but it also could stem from the fact that he missed a drug test that they had preset for him. And if that's the case, I can almost look at that as excusable, particularly if he has a valid personal reason, more so if he went out and got an independent third-party test during that time, maybe that the NFL didn't have a part in, but obviously that can help kind of weigh what's going on here. So with that in mind, you have to look at the entire situation here, because when I look at Martavis Bryant, I see a player that owned it on the field. He held up his end of the bargain with the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe more than he should have. You know, this is a guy that came back from a 4-game suspension, had a productive 2015 season, hauls in 50 receptions, almost 800 yards, 6 touchdowns in 11 games. You know, this is a player that scored 14 receiving touchdowns in his first 2 NFL seasons. You know, there's only 3 players with more than their first 2 career seasons with the Steelers that have done that. Now, when you have a player like this with that type of performance, and you know that you drafted him in the 4th round because his stock fell due to his indiscretions, don't you have an ability as a team to set some boundaries and standards of what his conduct will be? And as he repeatedly failed drug tests during his time with the Steelers, I'm not saying that they didn't try internally to intervene with the young man, but I know that they didn't externally as a fan. I never once saw him pulled from a game and sat down and shown, okay, even though you're able to play, because you've continued to have these issues, now you're going to sit and watch a game on the bench knowing that the reason you're doing it is because you've chosen externally, you've chosen drugs over football. And I'm not saying that that would have corrected the situation, but it certainly would make me look at that in a different light and holding the Steelers a little bit less accountable for the downfall of their investment. Obviously, there's issues on both sides here. You've got a player that's throwing away all the talent in the world. You've got a player like Justin Blackmon that's thrown away a lot of talent that maybe could have been brought in to mentor this young man. You've got a recent example in Titus Young that the Steelers could have sat down and showed this young man as to what can happen to you if you continue down this path. And from the outside looking in, it appears that maybe that wasn't done as well as it could have been. And all they wanted to do was reap the rewards of somebody going out and producing on the field like very few other players have. And now I'm supposed to feel sorry for the Steelers for losing a playmaker when, for all I know, they had every opportunity to hold on to him and chose not to. So for what it's worth, I appreciate and respect the fact that he's elected to go seek treatment. I certainly wish that it wouldn't have came to this. Even as a Colts fan, obviously, I'm not fond of the Steelers, but I am fond of football. And I know that Martavis Bryant was a special player and a special receiver, and it's going to damage everyone as a football fan to not see him on the field. But I don't want to see that man on the field until I know that his life is in order personally and that he's capable of bearing the responsibility of being an NFL player. I'd love to know your guys' opinions on this, so I appreciate you checking this video out, and I'll be back in the week with more content.